How do you know Mike?
So I was at an event with Mark Evans, and Mike was one of the speakers, and he, brought some real energy, and his background in the trades attracted me to his approach. He's not about the glitz and glamour, he's about substance, which is pretty rare these days in the entrepreneurial space. Everybody's about the watches, the Benzes, the jets, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that, but there has to be some substance behind it. So that attracted me to Mike. And like I said, the trades background.
Awesome. What do you think made this event so special?
He offers a lot of tactical advice, and for me, my two big takeaways were live by design, not by default. And once you reach a certain level of comfort, it's easy to live by default, and that challenged me to live by design. And the second is your embarrassment is somebody else's breakthrough. So just share your story. Share your story. Somebody, it's for somebody. Share your story.
Awesome. What is your biggest, if that wasn't it right there? I'm just going back a little bit. What would you say is your biggest transformation?
I would say intentionality. If I could group those couple things together, intentionality in business, in relationships, just be intentional with how you approach everything.
Awesome. What do you think makes Foo Dog so different?
The leader, for sure. Mike's a dynamic guy. He brings a super unique skill set to the entrepreneurial space. Not to mention his wins, his companies that he's developed and sold, but his approach is so different, just like Eastern medicine was years gone by.
What would you tell others who are on the fence about attending a training like this?
That's transformational. If you're searching, if something's not clicking, if you're looking to connect the dots, this might just be it.
How would you encourage them to,
How would I encourage them? I would say play full out. If you're looking, if you're searching, that means you're receptive to an answer. So play full out. And for me, this is playing full out. Flew across the country. I'm listening. I'm absorbing. I want impact. I want breakthrough.
Yeah, awesome. Last question. What do you feel is at the heart of what Foo Dog does?
Transformation. I think Mike is looking to impact and have people through that impact transform themselves.
Here, just hold that thought, but put the question in the answer,
Okay.
At the heart of what Foo Dog does.
Got it.
I think is transformation.
A complete sentence.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So at the heart of what Foo Dog Group is about, I think, is transformation. And the way Mike is looking to impact people, he's looking to impact them in a way that they transform themselves and then have an impact further down the road and impact others around them.
Awesome. That's it.
Cool.
You want to do anything for yourself? I don't know.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
I'd love to. I mean,
What do you want to do? You want to say, about your company or?
Oh, snap. I wasn't even thinking about all that. I don't have anything rehearsed.
All right, you know what? Here, let's do this. Let me just put a break in here. All right, so this you don't need rehearsal for.
Okay.
All right. Okay,
Exercising
cool.
outward.
So square your shoulders to me this way. Good. All right. So your name and your company name.
Sure. My name is Silvio Dobrovat, and the company is Homtelligent Incorporated.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do?
So we're a local general contractor, local to us. We build complex projects, room additions, second stories, basement dig outs, house lifts, and now we're focusing on ADUs, which stands for accessory dwelling unit.
What are they? Explain.
So they're like a mother-in-law suite, a cottage,
So an accessory dwelling unit is.
an accessory dwelling unit.
Start from zero.
An, an accessory dwelling unit is similar to a mother-in-law unit or a cottage in the back of your home or on the side of your home that you can use for family, as an office, or to potentially rent out.
Why is one of those good?
Well, in this coming economy, it's a revenue generator. Rents in California are really high. People are consolidating living conditions, and if they're empty nesters, they might be okay with a smaller living situation and move into the ADU themselves, rent out the bigger home in the front, and make significant income.
Cool. Tell me a little bit about the process. Like if I wanted to get one, or let's say I hire you to get one. Like, is it easy? Is it hard?
Sure. So prior to January 2020, it was pretty difficult. Anytime you add new space, you have to have the parking space to accommodate that. So you have to add parking. And a lot of these ADUs are going in the hills where there's no parking, the streets are twisty, and there's just no room for parking. So that was a big bottleneck for the process. As of January 2020, they did away with that. So certain municipalities have started streamlining this process to where, they have like 4 models, 4 plan sets on file. If you choose one of those, the permit process is really easy, rather than like a new construction house. Even though it is new construction, if you choose one of their plans, it's really streamlined.
Cool. So, why do you do what you do? Why should I get one from you versus someone else?
Sure. So we've been in the business since my father started it in 1993. He was an architect in Romania, came over, became a builder here in the States. So I've kind of grown up around building, and then he retired in 2000, and I kind of took over the business. In 2008, we incorporated, and we've just been growing year over year. We're highly rated, and we run on a integrity-driven model. So, we strive to exceed expectations.
Okay, awesome. So give me like an if-then statement to wrap it up. So if you're looking for an ADU for your property,
okay,
feel free to give us a call. We love what we do. We love helping people, and we'd like to see if we can help you out.
Okay. So yeah, if you'd be interested in an ADU or any kind of new construction project, feel free to reach out to us. I'd love to walk you through the process, show you what it's about. We're very transparent, no nonsense type of company.
Awesome. Cool.
Right on.
Okay, cool. So just stay right there. So describe your experience with Jim.
My experience with Jim.
He's totally stepped out of frame.
Sorry. Sorry.
Plant those feet like you have energy.
Gotcha.
Like you have mind control.
Right? My fault.
No, it's okay.
I'm a mover. I don't like to sit still.
All right. Good.
So my experience with Jim.
Do it off the camera.
To you? Yeah. So my experience with Jim, Jim's helped me out in a lot of different ways. And so the biggest thing is calm, collected, deep thought of business and just a different direction of going at things, whether it's leadership, whether it's numbers, whether it's just a conversation with an employee. He has an understanding at a different level to bring it to you so you can understand it and then go back and implement that into your own business. And so for me, Jim's helped me out in numerous different ways, which is super huge and impact me in a very short time to do great things.
Awesome. Can you be specific about, or can you say something specific about what you've learned or your business has gained, or?
Yeah, so for me, Jim has just helped me out, one, on the numbers game of, we had a down month. And so it's just an opportunity month to go ahead and figure out where you're bleeding and where it hurts. And if you didn't have those months, you would have never went deeper to figure out what that might be. And so for me, it was just the fact of, I had to go through that experience, and you have to have that pain. And if you don't have that pain, you'll never learn. And so these are the things, once you learn what they are, how fast can you fix them and stop the bleeding? So it's super huge for me in my business, and then just having the confidence from somebody that has already went through it and done it. This is what you learn, and how do you move forward fast?
Awesome. What do you think makes Jim uniquely qualified? And say Jim Clark. What do you think makes him uniquely qualified to do what he does?
Well, so Jim Clark, just to, and so for Jim Clark doing what he does, it's just the fact that he's already been there before. He's already done it. There's so many people out there in the world that say, yeah, you can do it this way or you can do it that way and you should do this and do that. Well, they've never done it before. So somebody that's already walked through it, he's went through the struggles, he's went through the pain, he's learned all the steps to get to where he wants to go, and then he's sold his business. So what does that look like? I don't know that all the coaches out there in the world have had that. And so for me, it's fun to pick his brain and go through those things and just learn from his expertise and his livelihood and his business and his journey through his career, what he's went through.
So give me like an introductory statement. Like I met Jim Clark through here,
Sure.
And he's helped me. I've retained him to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, so I met Jim Clark about probably 4.5 years ago at a couple of events that we were in together. And he's just been open and helpful in every direction. And he's been willing to share his experiences and his journey with me. And to know that, everybody's gone through something like that before in their life. And so there's no reason to suffer. And so if you're going to go ahead and start a business or want to sell or whatever that is for you, Jim's already been there and he's done that and he's played that game. And so it's just one of those things that when you can walk side by side or have somebody right there ready for you to answer or help you, guide you on your journey, it makes life a lot easier.
Perfect. Cool. Now let's do some. Cool. Okay, cool. What would you say has made this event so special?
So for me, this event has been just an amazing experience. When you come in and you have your doubts, you have your fears, and you face them, and you bring, I'm not a big fan of being on stage, but when you lean into fear and you bring the energy and be taught a different way about how to handle energy and how to let it come in and go out in certain ways, it's super huge for me and just builds that confidence that you can take out into your business or out into your family or into your world. So that's a huge thing for me.
What would you say has been your biggest transformation?
For me, it was the transformation when we were sitting on stage of just letting that energy in and knowing that it's a lot just in your mind, and there is no positive or negative. It's just what you make of it, and it's the fact of letting that light come in and being super confident in who you are and where you're headed, and just let it be what it is.
What do you think makes Food Dog so different?
So for me, Food Dog is way different than everything else. Just the fact that it's about energy, it's about bettering yourself, it's personal growth, it's energy, and the people that are in it are constantly wanting to grow and to strive and to be better. And this is where, for me, I've been in Mike A's world for a long time, and it's just the fact that he's still growing at a massive pace. And so I've seen his transformation, not only my own, but him and Aaron both, which is super cool. They just keep stacking and growing. And when I've seen them transform, I can see myself and my family and my business transform. I think that sets apart a lot of people or from a lot of different businesses like this. So super huge.
Cool. Last question. What would you tell someone who might be on the fence about, getting a training like this? They're on the fence.
As somebody that's on the fence of doing a training like this, you have to lean into your fears and to get out of your comfort zone and come and see something, because when you have energy and excited people that want to transform the world and do better and do bigger, you never know what it's going to look like for you until you have that conversation with somebody. You're only one step or one conversation from where you want to be in the world. And places like this gather people that truly make that happen on an everyday basis.
Awesome. I just finished with Greg. That's a testimonial. All right, awesome. So you can just talk to me.
Okay.
So just in general, how's your experience been like with Jim?
Mr. Jim Clark, what can I say about him? Wow, the guy is, he's pretty intelligent, he's pretty smart. He's been through a lot of stuff before I have gotten there, and he's kind of given me some advice on some things to avoid some landmines. Throughout the course of being part of this world and meeting Jim, I've seen him go from one level to another, and it was pretty impressive to see him exit his own company and stuff. And some of the information that he gives to people after you leave is very valuable. He had given me some stuff that, if it probably had not told me this, I probably would have been stepping in shit, basically trying to avoid some problems. And he had told me something a while back that I had remembered when that time came up. I was able to avoid having the issue at all. We just basically went right past it, and it was no big deal. So for me, he really helped me out a lot.
Awesome. What specifically has he helped you with in terms of your business? So say what your business is.
My business is J&J Services. We're a home service company. We do heating and air, plumbing, and electrical. One of the things that he really helped me with was putting processes together. When we first started doing this, we knew about the processes, and we were kind of all discombobulated. We didn't know how to put them all together and get everybody on board with them. And a little bit of Jim's advice had kind of put clarity into that for me and helped me put the SOPs together, basically, and to get the people aligned with that, and then watch them just kind of take over with it. So he was really helpful in helping me get my team together and putting the right team together to run the kind of things that needed to be done. It alleviated me from being in the trenches and being more in the office and working on the business, not in the business anymore.
That's awesome. What do you think makes him uniquely qualified to do what he does?
I think what makes him uniquely qualified is the fact that he started a company and grew it and then exited. So he's been through every aspect of it, even to the point to where selling it and walking away. So I think he's going to give you a pretty unique perspective on starting throughout the middle to the end and exiting, and then with a new purpose in life and moving on to a different thing. I think that would be really valuable for anybody that would talk to him. I think he offers a really good deal of value for that.
What would you say to someone who's on the fence about hiring?
About hiring him? I would say that have a conversation with him. Sit down and talk with the guy, because I know that a lot of times that when we as owners, we go to talk to certain people and our gut is making us nervous because we don't know the person, we don't know what they're capable of, or we don't want to spend that money. But let me tell you that Jim is genuine. He's the guy that is going to basically help you get to that next level. And whatever money you spend with this guy, you're going to get it back in tenfold.
Awesome. All right, cool. That was a great rehearsal. Let's record it now.
Are you kidding me?
Well, just kidding.
I was like, motherfucker.
You had me too. You? You're like, oh, that Greg sucks. All right, cool. No, keep it on.
Okay.
I'm gonna now do it again for Mike. Let's turn it this way. If we can try behind you. Okay. So, what would you say makes this event so special?
Wow, that's a hard one to answer. Everything makes it so special. I mean, from day one to now, between the connections I've made with people here that I have not connected with before, the energy training, I mean, that was phenomenal for me. That blew me away. I've always been really curious and trying to study the more energy stuff, and Mike's always talked about it so much. And being here at this event, he really tied everything together. I mean, I got to experience it hands-on. You know, I felt it throughout my whole body, my hands, everything. It was amazing. So that was the big one for me for this whole event.
Cool. What would you say has been your biggest transformation?
I would say my biggest transformation has been for me to open my mind up to the point and accept the energy in now. And now I'm going to go back with a whole new level of understanding energy and practice it differently. So for me, I'm completely transformed to the energy aspect of this.
Fantastic. What do you think makes Food Dog so different?
I think what makes Food Dog so different is it's not just about business or anything like that. And most people go to these type of things to learn how to make your business better, but nobody really ever goes to the point to make your life better. And I think what makes Food Dog unique is that we're all like-minded people, and there's no judgment. You don't have to worry about bragging if you bought something that's expensive or other people like give you crap about it. Everybody in here praises you. It doesn't matter if you're a million or 100 million, everybody acts and treats you the same way. And the whole personal mindset development stuff is huge. I've never had that in any other kind of coaching program or anything like that. And it just makes you feel like a family. Everybody in here, I feel like I'm really connected to people. And some others in the group, I feel like I've even connected even deeper to a deeper level that, you know, I never even thought we would have been friends. It's just, you don't realize it until you get to be in a room with people thinking and doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. How is that helpful, like-minded?
It's helpful for me a lot. I've made a friend in here, Dwayne Willard, and you know, I can call him up, I can text him, I can do whatever, and it's always nice to bounce things off somebody and get a different perspective. That for me was huge, just making the connection with people like that.
Awesome. Last question. What do you feel is at the, he kind of mentioned it already, so don't worry about repeating yourself, but what do you feel is at the heart of what Food Dog does?
I think what's at the heart of Food Dog is that it's pushing you personally to the level that you're capable of doing that you don't realize yet.
Perfect. Very good. That's a great rehearsal. Let's try that. All right. You want to do the fake one first?
Sure.
All right. So, what do you think about Jim?
So, Jim motherfucking Clark. Let me tell you about this guy. If you are trying to hire him, I would not recommend him, not even a little bit. He don't know what the fuck he's doing out there. That's good. Just sending that little note right there. He'll be. Right. You're gonna have to send Mike that too.
I heard that.
So my name is Dwayne Willard. I am a HVAC plumbing and electrical home service business in Wyoming, Utah. And so I met Jim about 6 years ago, and he has helped me over the years tremendously. Not only with deals in my business and having somebody to bounce things off of, but the power that he brings to his team and helps me bring to my team has been just simply amazing. If you're looking for somebody who has integrity in what they do, and you're looking for somebody who really, that you need a coach and you want to be coached, this is your guy. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. He'll take great care of you.
What do you feel makes him uniquely qualified to do what he does?
Well, let's just say, I don't know, 15 years in business. I'm not sure how long. How long has Jim been in business?
Probably at least that.
Okay. Yeah, so 15 years in business and bringing a company.
Yeah, we might be wrong on that. So
okay.
So you know, he's been
okay, just several years.
Over decades.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So yeah, his experience over a decade in doing this for a living, taking a company from the very beginning clear up to selling the company and everything in between, just gives him the experience to help us, people like myself, take shortcuts and take years off of the process of building and developing a company.
Gotcha. What specifically do you feel you've learned from him?
Oh, there's so much. Basically, you know, Jim is one of these guys that he's going to hold your feet to the fire. I've been on several phone calls with Jim where, you know, you say, well, yeah, I'm kind of doing that, and kind of is not good enough, you know. So yeah, the things he's helped me with, processes and hiring events, and it just pretty much across the board in my company.
Mm-hmm. Cool. What would you say to someone who's they've spoken to him, they're you know, at the final stretch of the deciding, but they're still on the fence of using him around? What would you say to them?
I would tell you that Jim is real. He's done the real deal. He's a real person, super great guy. I would tell you to get on the phone with him or get down there where you can talk to him across the table, and I think you'll see really quick that he's somebody that could help you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, how about this, a little bit back from the canvas a little bit. Why is it important to have someone to guide you through, you know, run a business as opposed to doing it yourself?
Yeah, so having a coach and somebody guiding you, again, is just going to take time off of what it takes to get there. We all know it takes years to build a business, and it takes years to get to the point where you're selling that business. And having a good coach like Jim is just going to save you so much time.
Cool. Thanks a lot. Very good. What has made this event so special?
I think just the energy learning that we've been learning here, stacked on top of all the other events that I've done with Food Dog, it just keeps raising the bar higher and higher. And I think just connecting with my energy and learning how to do that has been very impactful, and it will be in the future.
Awesome. What would you say has been your biggest transformation here?
My biggest transformation here would probably have to be the connection to myself. Came here with the thought of, I've really got to find out who I am, what my passion is, and I think I've accomplished that already, even though we're not done yet.
Awesome. What makes Food Dog so different?
What makes Food Dog different is super simple. It's because it's growing you. It's growing you, you know. So all of the other companies I've been involved with, and you know, they're great at teaching you how to do processes and things like that. And I knew from day one, when I started searching for somewhere else to go, that I needed somebody that would help grow me. Because as Mike loves to say, to 10x anything, you got to 20x yourself. And Mike really puts that focus on us, to grow us, to allow us the ability to grow everything else that we have in our lives.
Nice. What would you tell others who are on the fence? Similar question to the other one.
Okay.
They're on the fence about attending a training like this. What would you tell them?
So I would tell you, if you're on the fence and you're trying to decide whether to get in a group like this, I would tell you, quit thinking about it and jump. If you have that fear right now about jumping, it's the right thing to do. Don't be afraid to spend the money. The money's going to come back to you. You need to grow yourself.
Awesome. And last question: What do you feel is at the heart of what Food Dog does? It's kind of a similar question, but
yeah. So at the heart of Food Dog, I believe, again, I'm going to kind of repeat myself, but I believe it's growing you. You know, I put the trust in Food Dog. My wife is in Food Dog. My kids are in Food Dog. My grandkids are in Food Dog, and I brought them here because I know I need them to grow themselves in order, no matter what they're going to do in life.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Perfect. Thanks so much. That's it.
Surely.
What has made this event so special?
I think what's making this event so special is it's helped me, find my purpose, and what Mike talks about is that, in order to be able to impact other people, you need to have impact within yourself. And defining your purpose is, that's the first step to get in there and do that. And then have passion and have a message, and then drive that into your soul and spirit so that you can have impact, and then therefore speak with impact.
Awesome. What would you say has been your biggest transformation so far?
I think it's that. I was very blessed and fortunate, and sold my businesses, and But for me at that point in time, the purpose that I had been serving, it ended. I had accomplished everything that I had been wanting to do. And so I had to really go on a self journey to figure out, who I am, what I want to do, where I want to go, and that kind of thing. So this whole Food Dog experience has been, really priceless compared to helping me put me back on that journey.
Awesome. What do you think makes Food Dog so different? Other programs?
It's the personal attention. I've had other organizations that cared, but there's not another organization that I've been part of where I can pick up a phone and know that I've got somebody who cares and cares about my well-being or my family. And that's a big part of it too. It's not just me. They're looking to make sure my wife is whole, that we're whole together, and that we're in this movement together, so that we're not leaving one or the other one behind.
Awesome. What would you tell others who might be on the fence about joining a training like this?
I would tell them to come to the training and try it out. And you don't know what you don't know until you see it, and then you need it, right? And if they answer any question that anybody asks them, and how's their personal life, how's their relationship with their wife, how's their business, and they say, oh, it's good. If you don't say anything other than it's absolutely freaking amazing, then you've got a problem. You've got a problem somewhere in your personal life, somewhere in your business, and Mike's the guy that'll help you figure out what that is and then move you forward.
Awesome. Last question, a little similar to the other, but don't worry about repeating yourself. What do you feel is at the core, at the heart of what Food Dog does?
Well, I think that at the core, what it is it's helping people get unstuck, move forward in their business and personal lives, and do it together with their significant others and family. I'm Jim Clark. I'm the owner of Blue Diamond Consultants. So what we do is we help companies grow and scale to an exit where they're able to generate legacy wealth for themselves and their families.
Fantastic. What would you say is your ideal client?
Our ideal client is...
Guys, just keep it, you can whisper, that's fine. That's okay.
So our ideal client is someone that, it could be that you've been in a rut, you've been stuck, you haven't been able to grow your company, and you're kind of looking at the age and you're kind of thinking, hey, I'd like to exit at some point in time. Or you could be someone that has tried to sell your company and you're met with some resistance from the buyer that's saying you're not quite ready. So our ideal client is someone that we can come in, we can help you grow and scale in the right way that allows you to market your business so that you can exit at a very high level.
Awesome. Fill in the blank. When you need to sell, when you're attempting to sell or in order to sell your business at the highest value or whatever, you need this, you need this, you need this, and this, and I can help you do that. So systems, like whatever.
Okay. So when we look at preparing your business, and whether that's for running it for long term or eventually preparing it for sale, what we know is that you've got to optimize your marketing, you got to optimize your operations, you've got to optimize your leadership. And then you've got to have a complete understanding of your financials. And the funny thing is that the industry talks about the operational and how to make those things better, but nobody talks about the underneath and how do you fund that thing? How do you make the cash flow work? And that's one of the things that, we're really good at, is helping you take the personal credit that you got your business on and move it to the business credit, which opens up new opportunities for you so that you're able to invest in your company and then be able to grow and scale.
Awesome. So last thing I would say is, so why do you do what you do? Why do you do what you do? What makes you uniquely qualified to do what you do?
Well, I get the question a lot, right?
Oops.
I'm moving.
Yeah.
Can't move.
Can't move.
You're doing great.
Okay.
So, I get the question a lot. Why do we do what we do? I was just super blessed, super fortunate to be able to run at a really high level for a very long time, grow several companies, and then be able to exit at a, life-changing multiple. And what, at the end of the day, this industry is wrought with just lots of potholes and speed bumps, and service companies are going through this every day. And the challenges that they face is, in a lot of ways, it's avoidable with proper coaching and guidance through those situations. And so really all I want to do is give back to the industry that's treated me so well and just serve to help people avoid those pains.
Awesome. For you, what has made this event so special?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that made this event so special is that Mike has this uncanny way of being able to take things that are seemingly untangible and break them down in a methodical way that anybody can implement exactly what he's talking about. He shows you exactly what to do, when to do it, and what your resistance points are. So for me, anytime I can get something tangible and wrap my teeth around it and really get in it, that's what makes a huge difference for me in my business and in my personal life.
Awesome. What has been your biggest transformation this weekend?
Yeah, so my biggest transformation of the weekend has literally been about realizing what sharing my personal story and even kind of the tragedies have been for me, and understanding that the power for people to connect for me is in their ability to see themselves in my stories. And I speak on stages all around the world, but sometimes I'm a little apprehensive about sharing every single piece of it. And so for me to be able to do that, I think it's going to unlock and empower other people to be willing to share their story, to make the impact that they want to have, and make sure that they can do the things that they are set out to do on this earth.
Cool. What do you think makes Food Dog so different?
All right. So I think the thing that makes Food Dog different than anything else is Mike, obviously. How do you not know that Mike is a completely different human being than most people you've ever met? And it takes 2 seconds when you meet the guy to realize he's completely different. But I think the thing that Food Dog does different than anybody else is that it gives a whole well-rounded approach to every single part of your reality, whether it's your relationships and your family and your impact and your business. It's instead of it just being one piece over here and one piece over there and being able to kind of wrap your mind around all of it in one place is really what makes it unique, strong, and different, because I think most people chop it apart and they don't realize that all those things are really interconnected, and when you connect them and you can solve those things connected, it'll change everything.
Perfect.
I don't know if did that sound coherent? I feel like I danced in a circle there, but
what would you say to someone who's on the fence about coming to this training?
yeah. All right. So if you've done a program with Mike, then you absolutely know that you got to be here. But if you've never done one with Mike before, I would just say, what are you afraid of? Because the thing I met about, say something else. Okay. All right. So if you know Mike, you know you need to come to trainings like this, but if you've never met Mike before, you haven't actually been in person with him at something, what I'll tell you is that the first time I met him, he's a really amazing dude, but he's also very powerful. And I think sometimes that power can be scary for a lot of people. They're is this guy intimidating? Where's he at? But what I think you should know about Mike is that he cares so much about your success and about your future that you can't help if you just put yourself in the environment, you put yourself in the room, you're going to create growth just because he cares so deeply about your success, your results, your reality, and everything about you. So if you are worried that he may not care, he does. He wants you to get it. And that's why he does this every single day, is for you.
Perfect.
Cool.
What do you speak about? What has made this event so special for you?
This event has been so special for me personally because it has helped me find my voice and my message and given me a clear trajectory to share it with the world.
Awesome. What has been your biggest transformation? Would you say? And try to stay.
Okay, I'm a mover.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
A little bit.
My biggest transformation through this event has been finding my message and finding the vehicle that I can share it with the world.
Fantastic. What makes Food Dog Group so different than other things you've done?
So Food Dog Group is very different because it connects people together and it focuses on the success of people and relationships, knowing that the success of your business is an outcome of success of your family and your relationships.
Awesome. What would you tell others who are on the fence about attending a training class? So they're thinking about it. They're on the fence about attending.
Okay. So I think the biggest thing to attending a Food Dog event or joining the Freedom Tribe, I know it's a big commitment, time and money, but the better question is, can you afford not to?
Why? Can you afford not to? If you don't do it, what? Then what?
Oh, if you don't do it, then it's going to cost you more because the shortcomings in your personal life, in your relationships with your family, with your children, with your spouse, with your mental health will cost you so much more than the investment into attending the event, being present, joining the Freedom Tribe, and it will pay for itself exponentially.
Perfect. And last question. What do you feel is at the heart?
Is that a mariachi band?
No, it's
okay.
It's a Papa Nagila.
Okay.
Last question. What do you feel is at the heart of what Food Dog does?
At the heart of what Food Dog does is transformation and family. It's a family environment. We're amongst friends. We care about each other's growth and success. It's a judgment-free zone. And it is just providing a movement to those that are ready to take the trajectory and go into their ascension.
Awesome. That's it.
All right.
Good job. Thanks so much.